Hey everybody, how you doing today? Curtis here at Air Champ Lofts. Just want to have a little conversation with you about what's going on here at the loft. Um, Sometimes when you have birds, or even in life in general, you kind of have to expect the unexpected. Um, and when it happens, you don't be too surprised. So you guys know I just previously, right, in the very recent past, I did a video about me having 31 birds or 30 birds out, young birds, flying around. Everything was going perfect. This morning I had them out. I let them out first time in the morning. Didn't feed them. Let them out, and they were doing real great. Some of them were flying around. Others were sitting on the loft and exploring the barn, exploring the shed, exploring the tree, exploring the house, going back to the loft. And at a certain point, after like an hour or so, there were like 15 birds on the aviary, the corrugated thing on the aviary, the roof of the aviary, and there were a few more on the trap board. And I stepped inside for a second to use the bathroom. I took a pee, basically, right? Let's call that 45 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever. And then when I left the bathroom, I went to my refrigerator and I got some leftover food, and I put it in the microwave for like a minute. And I took my leftover food, and as I was about to step outside, I realized my neighbor was at my front door. He wanted to borrow my rake. He's a landscaper, and I suppose he misplaced his rake. So while he was talking to me, I seen a few birds up in the air. I'm like, oh, here, a few more of them. They're flying. Great, great. And then I looked on my loft, on the aviary, and on the trap board, and everything was gone. Everything from there was gone. Everybody took off. There were like 7 birds sitting on the ceiling, on the roof of my aviary, roof of my loft, and they were still there. But the ones that was the 15 or so that were sitting on the aviary and on the trap board, they were all gone. A few of them were flying, and then with one glance, and I knew that wasn't like 18 birds in the air. It seemed more like 7 or 6, 7 maybe, and they all came home, and I couldn't figure out what spooked them and why they were all gone. All of them, it was clean, except for the 7 or 8 that were sitting on top of the loft, the roof of the loft. And then it finally hit me. So my neighbor, he can come to my yard to what we call a back way. I made a little path for him to come up there, so he doesn't have to go all the way around and then come to my front yard. So he can come up the back way, and that way when he leaves, he can leave through my front yard, because he always has a big truck. He's a landscaper, and he has all of these equipment in the back of his truck, and a big trailer and all that stuff. But the only way for him to get to my front door is for him to pass about 4 feet away from my loft. 4 or 5 feet away from my loft. And that's exactly what happened. It spooked all the young birds that were sitting on the aviary and on the trap board. The ones that were on top, the roof, they were kind of too far away from him. Perhaps some of them did fly up, but most of them were there. And that was an hour and a half ago. To date, I've only seen 20 birds. There are 20 birds here. When I first went out, there were only 7 on the loft, and like 7 more flying. At this point, there are 20. 20 came home. The next 11 or 12, I think it was either 31 or 32. I haven't seen them yet. The bad thing about that is I let them out this morning without food. And let's see what happens. For me, it's kind of okay. I want to see the grit of my birds if they're going to come home. I want to see who comes, because I'm already realizing a pattern, and I want to see who comes, and I want to see who don't. I'm expecting from 31 birds, 10 missing or 11 missing. I'm expecting at least 9 or 10 of them to come home. Again, at least 8. So we'll see. If not now at roosting time, or I hope they don't have to stay outside all day without food and water. That's my hope. But that's what it is. At this point, I have about 11 birds missing. The good thing is some of those birds are second round or first round of the same, repeat breeding. So I will have stuff from the same pair, but not all of the babies from them, perhaps, if they don't come. But you know, this is part of the you know, training your birds. It just shows, you know, the very unexpected things. Very unexpected things. It wasn't a hawk. I don't have a hawk problem here. A hawk has never really attacked my birds, you know. And if a hawk did attack them, why would the birds on the lofts still be sitting there, you know, and the ones on the aviary, which is lower to the ground, and on the trap board? Why would they all be gone? Missing are my two best kettle birds, my grizzle hen, which I believe those three are definitely going to come home, and missing a red check, or not, kettle bird, and I really don't know what else, you know. We'd have to see. My white grizzle, he did take off, but he came home, and his sister is still missing, and she's literally I think the most experienced one. So I'm thinking at some point, I don't know where those birds are, but I'm thinking at some point, you know, they're close by and they're gonna come home. So we'd see 20 out of 30, 20 out of 31 or 32. I'm noticing that my what they call my Hoosier Classic birds, the babies on the Hoosier Classic birds, they were all here, and they were on the trap board, right? They were all here. They're all here. The one from the 57, 58 place, it's here. The three from the 67th and 38th place, they're here, and they were on the trap board. So human instinct is human instinct, you know. Pigeons react different ways, and let's see who come home. And I'm anxious to see, even though I'm a little bit perturbed by the fact that he had, you know, you never know what's going to happen. You know, I just left for a few minutes because I don't like to leave my birds unattended. But for the second I did, he came through, he spooked them, and they were everywhere, you know. Some have come home. I've seen them coming here, one there, you know. Every now and then you'll see one pulling up. So we see by the end of the day or tomorrow what I end up with. I think every bird there has the potential to come home. I have tough birds, and I'm anxious to see who comes. But I just wanted to make this video, let you guys know what's going on today, March 20th, 2023. It's about 2 o'clock now. Birds been missing since about 12:30. Wasn't expecting that kind of a send-off, but it happened. You know, I gotta deal with it and see what happens, and let's see, in the next few hours, you know, what happens, you know, what the tide brings home, and we take it from there. Okay, so thanks for watching. Curtis here, Air Champ Lofts. Leave your comment and let me know what you think about this video. Don't forget, 1,000 subscribers, free birds coming to you. Somebody is going to win a free bird. It might be a young bird at this point. At this point, it might have to be a 2022 bird if most of my birds don't come home. And you know, yeah. All right, let me know. Feel free to email me at airchamplofts. That's LOFTS @gmail.com. airchamplofts@gmail.com. If you need anything from me, I'll be happy to help. Need a bird, you know, need to buy a couple of birds or one bird or a family of birds, whatever, and I have it. I can always work something out with you. But it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'll keep you posted in the next video as to what came home and what didn't. Okay? Talk soon. Blessings to you and your family. Bye.